So, hey, everybody, you guys know, for those of you who don't know, my name is Robin Chatskin, and I am here on Long Island. And behind me, you see a Quick Trick brick stack and Sandy Nuts dog Homer, who has been sending me pictures. And welcome to Friends Becoming Neighbors. And happy Father's Day to all of you, a belated Father's Day for those who celebrate. And we have some new members and new attendees this evening. So I guess we'll just go around, and some people who haven't been with us for a while, welcome back. And just say your name and where you're building and who you're building with and where you are in your build. So I'm going to start with Jackie Zitch.
Hi, everybody. My husband Ronnie and I have been in our house for about 4 months. We built with trust, and we are at 3825 Silver Melon Road. It's right on the corner of Fallen Pear and Silver Melon. Everything went really smoothly with the building process. The after building, like with landscapers and some other things. Oh, I forgot to tell Robin, we also had a leak in our sunroom about 2 weeks ago when it rained really hard here. But I want to tell you, right around the skylight, something up in the roof, or like a nail had poked a hole in the shingles or something. Anyway, we were getting ready to go out of town, and I heard drip, drip, drip. So I called the guy who oversaw our construction. He said, well, I'm out of town. He said, call the roofer. I called the roofer around 8:30. Before noontime, he was there in the rain fixing it.
Really?
So it could have been a catastrophe, because if we had left on time, we would have come home to water all over our sunroom. The floor would have been ruined and all that. So we feel very blessed that that happened. So overall, we've had an excellent experience.
Oh, terrific. Okay, Karen.
Okay, we are on lot 417 on Flint Rock Road. We're building with Southern Pines, and they, in the last 2 weeks, they have cleared our lot. And so that's where we are. So we're busy making all our choices and looking at Amazon and that kind of thing. And that's kind of synced to buy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So we just bought all our appliances, so that's fun.
Oh,
but anyway, thank you.
And where are you guys from?
We're from Virginia, Northern Virginia. We live in Burke, Virginia, and we're looking forward to being down there next May timeframe.
All right, terrific. Mr. Southworth and Miss and the missus, of course. I'm excited to see the missus. Usually she's working, you know.
Day off today.
That's right. So Jeff and Jean Southworth, we're building with Southern Pines, and we're at 3749 River Gateway. We were down in April, and since then, we don't think anything's been done. I know my friend Tim, who's not here tonight. I think Tim is actually up in Maine on vacation. So we haven't really had any updates about what's going on, but we're heading down in August. Obviously, if anybody feels like going past the house, or if you're there and want to go past and take a picture, we'd appreciate it.
I will actually be there in July, the second week of July. So okay. I'm sure there are other people, but Jeff, we can throw out an SOS, and you know, and we can always have somebody take a look at what's going on. Yeah, Tim needed to get away.
He did, yeah.
You know, and he needed to be away from all of this for a while. So he told me, I think in December, that they had planned a summer, like for 2 months, to be away because he needed to step away from all of that. So, so we will. Well, Sean, you're around. Maybe you can at some point. You know, there's some people who are hanging around. So yeah, just we'll just put that out there for whoever can visit.
Yeah, we'd really appreciate it.
No worries. So the Marvels.
Howdy everybody. We Rob and Pam Marvel. We're at lot 180. We just I guess 2 weeks ago we went down and picked out our exterior. everything, and it was very smooth process. We rode around the neighborhood. I sent a few photos to a few people. And it was, we were kind of looking at the colors and just to see if we were planning on changing our mind or anything, but we kind of stuck with the color scheme that we picked.
Mhm.
We'll be down, I guess this July 15th, we're going down from my grandson's baseball tournament in Myrtle Beach for a week, but we're going to be doing we're taking one day to pick our interior items out. That should be probably a 3 or 4 hour process. We hope. However long it
Oh,
takes.
yeah, okay, okay. We'll
Uh,
actually be in Myrtle Beach at the same time. I'm doing a destination wedding in Myrtle Beach that Saturday.
Yeah, we're
So
staying
that's
at
Saturday night, and then the 16th, I'm driving back to Leland. So I'll be at the Bluffs like the 16th, the 17th and 18th. So
we got an Airbnb at Sunset Beach. So we wanted to pick somewhere a little close to both places. So
all right, that's perfect.
We
And
actually-
who are you building with?
we're building with Trust Homes. And we actually do our construction. We're signing, everything's done. Tomorrow we do our final closing on our construction loan tomorrow.
Oh, congratulations. That's wonderful. So when the trust is pretty much on time, when is your goal
We're
to move in?
hoping May, June timeframe.
Okay, so it's gonna be
Next
May,
year,
June
next
is gonna be busy. Terry,
Hey, how are you? How's everybody? Terry Rodas here. My wife Kathy's not with me. We're building with Southern Pines and we're on Bay Colony, lot 349, 4027, just up the street from Robin, just as you enter the paved area. And we bought back in September, but couldn't do anything until they paved the road, which they finally did and got off the sign-offs. So foundation's in, blocks in, the bricks all the way around, and I'm here in Leland. I've been in Brunswick Forest for 4 years, and I'm getting out, as you can tell. Can't wait to get to the Bluffs.
well,
Really
that's terrific. So when do they think that you're gonna be moving in?
Well, last I heard, maybe December, maybe. Again, it's a maybe depending, but right now it's, we saw more progress in the past month than I did in 6, so that was exciting.
Perfect. That's exciting to hear. Sean, there he is.
Yes.
Yes, I'm so happy to see you.
See you, Robin. Sean Walker, Tiffany Peterson, we, lot 211 there on Fallen Pear. We are, we're in the stage now where we're waiting for the,
No.
Hey, Tiffany.
we're just waiting for, next step was still waiting on insulation and then sheetrocking. So and we're Southern Pines.
Do we have an estimated date
He said the end of July.
of?
My God.
This year?
This year, and I said, I just don't see that happening. He says yes, though. Yeah, no way.
Mayor's shaking her head.
No, there's no way.
So, welcome, Jean. This is Jean's first, I think your first time here. So why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? Tell us where you're from. Tell us where your lot is, where you live. You get the gist already.
All right. My name is Jeannie Meesey, and my husband Greg isn't here right now, but he would have joined me. We are building on Flint Rock, 3952, and our lot, I think it's 408. And we're about getting ready for insulation and wallboard too. I know the electrician, we talked to him today, he said they'll be done this week. So we're moving pretty good. Kent Homes is building our house and they told us November.
Okay.
And I think we're kind of like right on schedule. We bought our lot in January and then it's taken this long. I mean, they didn't start until like the end of April
Mhm.
on our house. And we're from Virginia Beach.
Oh, nice. Okay. And when are you anticipating, are you moving right in when your home is done?
Well, we hope in November, and we're living right now in Apex, which is right outside Raleigh, with my daughter.
Okay, terrific. Well, welcome to our group, and just, feel free. So I'm actually going to introduce you to one of your neighbors, and he's smiling, and he knows exactly who he is, Mr. Shanahan and his beautiful wife, Donna.
Hello, neighbors. Hi. It's good to see the people here that are building around us. We are building on lot 411 on Flint Rock.
Are you my
Uh,
neighbors?
Yeah, I'm gonna be your
Yes.
neighbor. I'm right across the street from you, I think.
What was your last name?
It's Bill Shanahan and my wife is Donna. She's not in the picture right now, but she's here. She's walking around somewhere, so.
Well, great.
Yeah.
You see, this
Yeah,
is one of the great things that
Oh.
happens. And as soon as you said that,
And here comes
what was wrong
Donna.
with this? So, and I was like, oh my
This is
God,
our neighbor here. She's
Yep, you're
she's
gonna
right
meet your
across the
neighbor.
street.
Oh, good, good. Do you like wine?
this seems to
Well, if
be
you
a
like
theme.
wine, we're good with that. Where are we in construction? We're not as far along as you, Robin. I see you have the block up here in your house, and that's that's good to see that. They dug out our footings about a week ago and immediately hit water. So we had to deal with the repercussions from that, which involves having to dig out around half the house here, down 4 feet deep. We had to fill it with stone, and also, I guess, with my money. That seems to be typical of what goes on here when you build a house. So it's unexpected. I don't know. It's only going to be about a week or so delay, but another hit to the pocketbook. Let's see, we're building with Haygood. The initial estimate is that we will be done in March. So we hope everything keeps on rolling.
Terrific. All right, so we're we're gonna be coming in and out. So we'll keep on taking pictures, and your name was nice and big on the lot, so we know exactly.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's a big sign on there with your name on it, so it's all good. So I do believe that we also, Mr. Daniel, I know you're not Lynn.
Yes.
So welcome, and why don't you introduce yourself to everybody and tell us everything we need to hear.
I'm Lynn Daniel. My wife is Laura. She's downstairs catching up on old Ted Lasso program. So, anyway, I pass on that one. We are building on 3830 Lemon Drop. We are about a month out from getting occupancy, we think. It looks like it's coming close. We've got countertops going in either tomorrow or Wednesday. So once that happens, lots of other things will start falling into place pretty quickly. We're using coastal cypress. Things have gone quite well. We're very pleased with what's happened. We just want to get it wound up. We moved from Charlotte. Started in late August, and he said 10 to 11 months. So it looks like he's going to be pretty close to being on target.
Well, that's very exciting. Well, welcome, and I'm glad that you're here. And any questions that you're going to have, we're just going to just kind of throw things out. So Randy and Nadine.
Come here, Allie.
Hello, everyone and future neighbors. We are Randy and Nadine Race. We currently live in Southern Maryland. We're building with Haygood Homes on lot 479. It's Riverfront 9148 Fallen Pear, right across from the first Haygood model that's likely to be finished. I think they were hoping to finish that this month. We are surprisingly on schedule, on a faster schedule than we anticipated. We were thinking we were going to be March, April next year. I have a Gantt chart from Haygood that says we're going to be in December, which is, it doesn't pass my giggle test, but
Wow.
following that schedule. So right now they've completed the foundation. And plumbing was supposed to start this week. They said they were backed up a little bit because of plumbers having a lot of work. So here we go here. Now we get into the ripples of the days. And they've already scheduled the inspection for tomorrow. For the plumbing.
Wow.
So they're just maintaining schedule, and it's frightening. Anyway, we are coming down in a few weeks. We plan on celebrating our a week and a half. Well, it seems like a few weeks. We're going to celebrate our 37th wedding anniversary on our slab or pre-slab. Kind of a tradition we have with homes where we toast our new home before the framing goes in with champagne. But we're happy to see things moving along. They're just moving faster than we expected. Although the weather next week may hold things back. We'll see.
Yes, I have a destination. I'm supposed to be leaving for Jamaica on Friday, and there is a rare June storm hurricane hitting like straight for the island. So it's all good. So how about you, Mayor?
Oh boy.
Oh
Well,
boy.
big news. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been on certainly haven't been on camera for a long time, and I've only been on a couple of these calls, but lots and lots has happened. I am from Maryland, and Tom and I are we actually just got married. So that was cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we kind of eloped on a sailboat, so that was fun. But the good news today was a big fat $4,200 credit back on my change orders for money they did not spend on site work and tree removal.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That could be a first here. We're refunded money. What
Party
did we
arrangements.
spend?
Yes, exactly. And we are almost done. We should get the CO this week, at the end of this week. The final inspections are tomorrow and Wednesday for electrical and plumbing, and mechanical. The fireplace, the gas has already been passed final. They ran way ahead of schedule. We are with Trust. Got the best Trust project manager that they have, Mike Joyner. And it's just been absolutely wonderful. They've been ahead of schedule the entire time. When they first told us it was going to be August 1st, I laughed at them and said, there's no way you're going to finish this house done. And here we are. We have our punch walk scheduled for the 30th of June. I'll be there. We'll be down for that. And then June the 7th, we take possession. So
that's congratulations. You know, I think it's nice to hear that, you know, something we know that things are moving forward so they can move forward. So
yes.
that's a really important piece of information, and we're very excited, and congratulations, and we want pictures.
And
So,
we are moving, right? Robin, you said you're going to be back on the 16th, 17th, and 18th.
yep.
We move in on the 17th. That's
Oh,
our
wonderful.
moving
So
truck up here.
hopefully I'll be able to be able to see your moving trucks pulling
Yeah,
in.
the truck, I don't think the truck will show up until Wednesday, but we will
Okay,
be
but-
there on Monday night with the cat and the record albums and our clothes.
And I want to know whether on Wednesday or Thursday, when is the cable company coming to hardwire
The
all
cable is actually going to get installed in that week in the middle because we take possession of the house on the 7th. So we can get our fridge installed, we can get our washer and dryer installed, we can get the cable hooked up, we can get all that stuff all ready.
So actually, I'm waiting for you to tell me which cable company, because
Oh, we're going with Spectrum.
the Spectrum, okay?
Mhm.
Because I know that seems to be a big question all along.
Yeah, it is. And what I did, because I heard a lot about, the AT&T is great, except when it goes down for like 3 days. Spectrum, we hardwired for internet in all the rooms. So
Okay, awesome. So Steve, welcome.
Thanks. So I'm Steve Reggio. I'm from right down the road from the woman from Burke. I'm in Lorton, Virginia, which is Northern Virginia. I am about 3 years out from building and just kind of settling on who we're gonna go down and talk to when they have the property owners meeting in December. And that's about, I'm at the very beginning stages. We've kind of settled it into Haygood, Coastal Cypress, and Aon.
Okay, great. And there's so many people, as you know, as you and we had a great conversation. There's so many people to talk to that are happy to give you, the pros, the cons, and whatever else. And certainly there's people right here, building with multiple of those places. So I'm sure that you're going to hear, great stuff. Gary and Suzanne Napoli, welcome.
Hi,
Hi.
I see you've made progress.
Well, Homer's happy.
Well, right now, we're still waiting before the board. We had to change the design. And we're waiting for the
Approval, I guess.
approval from the board. So that should be in a week or so, we should have an answer. And it was over the what was the
Dormers.
The dormers.
The dormers, yes. I was gonna call them the dormers, and that's what we had to change. So we're waiting on that, and then once approval, we can commence.
All right, as everyone, once they clear, and then it goes very fast. It
Yeah.
goes a lot fast. I mean, this picture is already, is it a week old, Michael?
It's a week old.
It's a week old. And Jack.
Hey, everybody, Jack, and Linda Lee is my wife. And Linda Lee is currently in the middle of Nebraska on her way to Albany, New York with my son to start his graduate program.
Wow,
So she's not
congrats.
on the call today. Good day and a sad day because we saw him, leave the house again. And so we're having empty nester syndrome once again. So we're in Denver, Colorado, just south of Denver, Colorado, working with Southern Pines. And as I said earlier, I don't know if everybody was on, we're anticipating October to close. We seem to be moving along at a pretty good clip. We've sort of settled into time, to TED time now. About every 30 days, something of a major milestone gets hit. And so far we're continuing to move forward. So we think we're on schedule to hit that, but you never know what's going to happen between now and then. We're on lot 448, 9143 Fallen Pear, down near where Nadine and Randy are. I think we're catty corner. My house is actually between the two Haygood models.
Yeah, you're diagonally across the street from us. Yep.
Exactly right. So yeah, there's a lot of activity down there now. So it's interesting to see. When we started, there was nothing there, and now there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 homes in progress.
No, it's terrific. Just out of curiosity, Bill, what's going on with that house with the people next door to you?
Oh, you talking about my son?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's at the same stage we are. It's my son and my daughter-in-law. It's Bill and Stacy Shanahan. So I've got some instant help down there. They're doing well, and they wanted me to say hi to everybody for them.
Yeah, and please send our best. So are they building them side by side, like at the same time? Are they waiting to do that, or are they on a different schedule?
They're doing them side by side. So he just started to have the footers dug out so he can put in the 4 foot of stone. So I'm next to put in the 4 foot of stone. So I get to see how much it's going to cost him here, and then it comes over to me. So I guess that's good.
So yeah, so please send them all of our best. So
Okay.
what I'm going to throw out there first before we go into some information, because I want to just answer questions. Jackie, you had wanted to throw something out there just to share with everybody.
One thing, I don't know who your builders use for your landscaping or how much input you had into your landscaping. I know you're at different stages, but if I had to do it over again, I think I would have chosen a different landscaper than what Trust Builder uses. And I heard there's at least two of you who are building with Trust. The building process of the home was wonderful. But if I had one thing that I would have changed, it would be the landscaping. So do your due diligence and check into different landscapers in the area.
What went wrong?
They're just not as responsible. Well, first of all, I don't have a green thumb. And we were building from Virginia, we were living in Virginia, and they said, well, we need to submit a landscape plan. I said, well, you all are the experts, why don't you suggest some things? And they did, but like some of the plants didn't survive. And part of that was because they put them in the fall and early winter. And they just didn't survive. And then they said they'd come out and replace them. And one time they did come out, but the crew that was going to replace the plants brought the wrong plants. It's just been not as smooth a process.
Can you tell us who Trust actually?
Yes, they use Superscapes on our house. Superscapes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've got the same situation, not the same issues. And it's funny. I talked to Cynthia Sosnowski for a long time, because they built with Trust too. And she had the exact opposite situation. She couldn't say enough good things about Superscape. So I think it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
And it certainly does depend on what time of year that you're moving in. And sure, I mean, you can't put little baby plants in even in North Carolina, November, and expect them to winter over.
Yeah, and they don't do any of the Superscapes doesn't do anything in terms of maintenance. Like once they put the plants in,
they program the sprinklers, and then they're gone.
That's it. And we had like areas of our lawn that weren't getting enough water, so the grass was dying. And trying to get them out there to adjust the sprinkler heads and do some things was a little bit of a
I'll be on the lookout for that.
Sure. That's all. That would be something that I would watch. But everything else, like when we had that leak in the roof, they came right out and did that. And that's the only problem we've had.
Which
everything
is
else has gone very well.
I actually made an enormous error this evening. And I forgot the most important person to me that I have to say that is on this.
Hi, Mike.
This is the CYA moment.
The guy in the red shirt, that is my husband, Michael. So I apologize, Michael. The screen is yours.
I'm muted, Robin. Nobody can hear me.
Oh,
Nobody
all
hears
right.
anything
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Hey, and anyway, so I'm Michael, and as everybody knows, Robin is in her broadcast studio downstairs, and I'm upstairs. So at least I could get my head in the shot. Yeah, we don't want to be ducking left and right. So anyway, so Robin and I are currently living in Baldwin, Long Island. And so we're going to be here until our house is ready, which we think is probably about a year from now. They started construction. So we're on Bay Colony. We're all the way at the end, lot 249, 4066. We're in that last cul-de-sac. And they broke ground a couple of months ago, and there's the pictures behind Robin's head. That's where we are. They started doing the footings, and they started putting in some cinder block last week. So where they are this week, we'll find out, I guess, in a few days. So we're moving along, but you guys know what the pace of construction is. We're looking to, take possession of the house, hopefully about a year from now, and then we'll go from there. It could be sooner, it could be a few months later. And that's our schedule. And we're building with AR Homes. And so when Robin goes back down to Leland in a couple of weeks, she's going to go back and revisit some of those interior decisions that we made with tile and paint colors and things like that, because it's been a year actually since we first picked everything, almost a
Wow.
year. Or it's more than a year, Robin, about a year.
August will be a year.
Yeah, and as we learned from meeting with the interior designer at that time that was given to us, things change. All of a sudden, certain tiles become discontinued, certain floors become discontinued, and maybe some of them that we picked are, maybe some are not. So Robin is going to go back down, and we've got some granite options now. So we think we're headed in the right direction with some of those decisions. And that's pretty much where we are.
Yeah, I apologize, darling. I'll buy you
Sorry,
chocolate cake
Robin.
tomorrow.
You blew it so badly.
What can I say? So there's been
Wait, wasn't I good? I just sat here quietly.
you did
All right.
you're well trained. You're well trained.
Good man.
No, I didn't mean it. I really didn't. You were just such a presence, you know. So there's been a lot of stuff. I'm hoping that everybody here has been keeping up. I know Facebook is not my favorite place to get, you know, really concrete information. But there's been so many positive, fabulous things going on at the Bluffs over even at the last month since we last met. Now the pool is open and that a lot of things are happening. The ground has actually been broken on the clubhouse. So it is now, if anybody's been down there, you know, they can see that. Oh, Sandy's here. She came to see Homer. You know, so things are happening. You can also, I'm sure you're seeing and living in the Bluffs that there are things that are going on. You know, all of a sudden a soda machine came up and that caused a whole bunch of questions and yeah, you know, like, and again, it was so interesting because Karen Coons, who if you haven't met Karen, she's actually leading Bragg. That, you know, she was like, how's everything going? How'd everything look? And I said, well, you know, I mentioned the soda machine and she said, what soda machine? Like she's living there and had no clue. Hey, Sandy, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
How are you? Look, your artwork is famous. Homer's famous. My Homer, where's my boy?
Say hi. Can you say hi to Robin?
Homer, there's my boy. He's got no cone on anymore.
Nope, no comment.
It's all good. So Karen, the answer to anybody, and I don't actually have that answer. Karen wanted to know when
Robin, I believe it was the end of 24.
End of 24.
It's really going to be about a year and a half from now, full completion.
Yeah, I mean, but I wonder though, you know, when they said that, they were just, you know, they were projecting COVID, you know, COVID building. Sandy, have you heard anything different about the completion of the clubhouse?
No, but they're actually doing some work today on it.
Robin, if I can just jump in. So pre-COVID, if you remember, there were discussions about the clubhouse and they thought it would take about a year. But I think they're very aggressive in terms of some of their estimations of completion. And we can look at all the other amenities around the property for that. So what I heard recently, I'm pretty sure I read that it was going to be about 18 months. So that probably really puts it into the end of 24. It's not going to be a 1-year cycle. It's a big building with a lot of things that are going on inside of it. Maybe they have to build it and they have to equip it as well.
They're also talking about they're building a commercial kitchen that has to be permitted and, you know, inspected and all that kind of stuff. So but they actually started working. So that, you know, which is a really great thing. Sandy, you want to give a report on while you're here on anything that you've seen, anything that's going on? I know that Bob Conger has been pretty verbal about the people having, you know, are they keeping things cleaner? Are there people still having issues with, you know, garbage around the pool and stuff? Because now everything's opening.
I haven't really seen like any garbage around the pool because I've been to the pool a lot because I swim laps. I haven't really noticed that. I mean, I haven't noticed it being messy or dirty. The one thing that drove us crazy was the clock was not working, and we all tried to change the batteries in the clock. So another couple and Brian and I, we just went and bought clocks at Walmart. So now there's 2 clocks at the pool. Because you're in the pool and you want to know what time it is, you don't want to go out, get your phone wet and stuff like that. So but I haven't noticed anything messy or dirty or anything. Somebody did mention something about the bathroom the other day, but I didn't go in it to notice what they were talking about. So I'm not sure what that was all about.
Well, but the question also is, different times of the year, because I mean, Michael and I have been there. I think Suzanne, when we stayed after our event, we were there when the housekeeping company came in, right? Weren't we there? The housekeepers came in and we started cleaning up.
Yes.
And they do come, we've seen them, they do come in. Do they come in more often during the summer? Because I would assume that whole area gets used a lot more frequently.
Are you talking about like the clubhouse?
The clubhouse, yeah, the clubhouse.
Well, like I was just at the clubhouse for, there's a girl in the neighborhood, she does, once a month, she buys a bunch of flowers and we do flower arranging.
Oh,
And
cool.
so that's where I just came from. And so we clean up after, when we play bunco there or when we do the flower arranging, we clean up. I mean, we make it spotless, like nobody's ever been there, So I think most groups that use it, they always clean up. Now, everyday people that just walk in, I don't really know. So.
Okay, no, and again, these are some of the things that seem to be coming up for our new guests. And Jeannie, even though you're new to us, you're not new to the Bluffs. So we know you've been, finding your way. So you know about all the different clubs and all the team reach groups and all that stuff.
Well, I just recently, no one ever sent us like a welcome packet or anything. And I only found out about this through a neighbor that I happened to meet about a month ago in the Bluffs.
Who was the neighbor?
You didn't get a welcome package?
No. And we
Somebody
bought our
come
lot
over?
actually in January. And I really was kind of waiting for that information because I thought, how do we go through the gate? How do we get into the Bluffs, And
Jeannie, did you buy it from a private purchaser or through a real estate agent or through the Bluffs?
Well, Jordan, because we had a real estate agent, but Jordan went with our real estate agent and us, and we bought a lot. And the same day that we bought the lot, we went with a builder. So we started immediately on everything. And it wasn't till just recently, I told my husband to call Jordan and I said, aren't we supposed to be getting like some information like on the covenants? Didn't know about the covenants, didn't know about the gate information.
Oh, wow.
So yes,
didn't know about all the Facebook and the website. A neighbor told us about that I was actually just stopping by to photograph his lawn because it was so pretty, and we ended up talking and he started telling me about these different groups and I had no idea.
So Karen, you and I talked about this same situation a while ago. And I have had a conversation with Pat Nicoletti, and thank you for sharing that, Jeannie. Who is your neighbor?
It was on not Flint Rock. What is the main drive? Fallen Pear, is that the
Right.
like the main drives? It was a gentleman, an older gentleman, Fallen Pear. He has beautiful landscape with 2 palm trees. And I cannot remember his name, but he couldn't have been more gracious to us, and kind of telling us what we needed to do. And that's why we're kind of late joining this group.
Okay, so Jean, how long have you been here and what's your what's your lot, what's your address?
We're 408 is the lot number. We're on Flint Rock, 3952 Kent Homes.
Okay.
And we're
Sandy, she hasn't moved in yet. She
and we
hasn't
haven't
closed
moved in yet.
Oh, you
But
have
we've
not.
owned our lot since January.
Okay.
So I have had a conversation with Pat Nicoletti about this exact thing. So there seems to be a disconnect about when you have a real estate agent or a private sale, there seems to be a disconnect between what I'm going to call the packet and all of that information. And I feel terrible that you haven't had it for this long. And I'm working very, very hard with Pat to try to bridge that gap. Evidently, when the sales office, if they don't manage the sale, they consider it somebody else's responsibility to provide that. So the real estate agent, I mean, again, this is what I'm told, that your real estate agent should have been responsible for getting that, what I'm going to call that packet, the packet that we all got with the covenants. Now, that being said, for anybody who is new, for you too, Steve, just important for you that, and Lynn, I'm not sure, is Lynn still here? That you guys haven't gotten it already, but everything is always on the owner's portal. So have you joined the owner's portal? Yeah, okay. So a lot of the things that are that we got in our packet have been updated and upgraded. So the newest things are always going to be on the owner's portal. As far as Team Reach is concerned, have you downloaded the Team Reach app on your phone?
I downloaded it on my iPad.
Yeah, on your iPad. Okay, so there is a list in the owner's portal of all of that. Okay, so we have printed things of this. It's difficult because some people get it, some people don't get it. Pat basically said, have you met Pat Nicoletti? So Pat works upstairs in the sales office. She works for Doug. But she's really the person, if you have not yet made best friends with Pat Nicoletti, I highly suggest that you do. Pat is fabulous. She is, she's kind of the conductor. She gets information all over the place, but she's trying very hard to, like, for example, my lot next to me was sold and it was sold through the Bluffs. So I just said, do you have a person who bought it, because it's my next door neighbor? I would love to reach out and invite them to come and all the stuff. And Mark said, I didn't even know that it was sold. So Pat, within 10 minutes, she was able to get me the name and the address of the people, because it's public record. So I think other people here have found that disc. And who else here bought with a real estate agent and not with the Bluffs? Jeff, did you do that as well?
No, but what I was going to tell you, Robin, is we have the same issue. We never received anything and we bought through Jordan.
So when you signed,
Yep.
Okay, so what our experience, so Michael, why don't you say, because I want to make sure that.
All right, so first I saw Karen raise her hand before. Right, Karen, did you raise your hand?
No.
No, she
Karen
was just saying
Jennings.
she had the same thing. She didn't get a packet either.
Okay, so here's what Robin, I think, is saying. I'm going to sum it up a little bit. There's a real inconsistency. I'm not even going to say it's a disconnect. There's an inconsistency in terms of how new owners are brought into the fold. There really is. And like I just heard Jordan's name brought up by two different people. Maybe it's everybody that Jordan sells property to, that Jordan is not consistent with bringing people into the fold, because I could tell you that when Robin and I purchased our property, it was a different sales rep. It was a guy named Matt, who's not with them anymore. And Matt was excellent. And Matt sat down with us and he gave us all of the paperwork and brought us into the fold. I keep using those words, so that Robin and I knew that there was a portal, and Robin and I knew Now, again, we just had dirt. We didn't have a house that was being built right away. But we knew that all these things existed, and so we pursued it.
And so did I, and so did I.
Right. And so Pat Nicoletti is a point person, right? She is the go-to person or the answer person, and she's probably overloaded. So let me also share, I know I'm going on and on and on. Let me just share one other little thing that she told us when Robin and I visited there last month. And this will give you guys an idea of how busy things are in that sales office. We said, Pat, how many people live at the Bluffs now? She says, oh, there's probably about 130 to 140 occupied homes, which is 30 to 40 more than the previous year. And she said, and I said, how many are under construction? She says, there's probably about 80 houses under different stages of construction right now. Think about that. And that doesn't include, additionally, houses like Steve, you purchased property, but you aren't building yet, right, Steve Reggio?
Correct. Yes.
So think about all the activity that's happening, and I'm not going to apologize for Pat, but I think there's so much going on at this facility with different stages of construction and purchasing that it's basically, I think, inevitable and sadly that people fall through the cracks like Eugene.
Yeah.
So that's why at least we have these groups, right? Robin has this group, and there's the Brad group and all these clubs, and there's nice neighbors, Gene, right? Thank God for the neighbors, right? That we all pick each other up. And I think that's what's going to happen. I really do believe that. I'm sorry for going on and on and on, but I really do believe that.
Now, should I ask for a packet, or do you think I can get everything off that?
You can get
portal?
everything on the site.
Okay.
Because the documents, as Robin said, like she got documents a long time ago, they're updated now. I was a
right.
lucky dog. My real estate agent was outside. I didn't go through the Bluffs at all. It was a private sale, and she knew, and she told me, you need to go here, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. I think it's because she didn't live at the Bluffs, but her brother does. So she happened to know all of this stuff. So she was telling me, oh, you got to sign up for this, you got to sign up for this, here's building covenants, there's this, there's that, all the stuff that should come, she knew. And so I got it. Lucky.
You're able to sign up with everything on the Bluffs. In fact, they just came out with the new covenant for June 23. I just pulled it down. Just pulled it down yesterday. So
Right, but where is the complete covenant? Is it online? Is it on the Bluffs, on the portal?
that's where I pulled it. Yes.
Yeah.
And no, I know the updated one is there, but how about the complete, the complete?
The complete is there. So
Where-
Terry, tell us what is the new excitement? You're ahead of the game for me.
Well, it's about 5 pages. I haven't read through it yet.
Oh,
but,
okay.
it came down. I saw yesterday. Pulled it down, printed it out because I want to read through it, as well as the homeowner's guide. Gives you all the contacts of who you need to hook up with for facilities, utilities, and
Right,
waste and all that.
absolutely. Okay. So
But,
I'm just
I
gonna,
think the only thing that's not up to date that I've seen on the portal for whatever reason still is the community map. So if you want the latest map, go to the open public facing website.
okay, so I just pulled up, I'm just sharing my screen. So for those of you who are looking for this, it's down here under community. Oh, it'll help if I logged in. Oh, good, I'm on the wrong one. I'm gonna pull it up on my Chrome. I apologize.
Oh, I thought Robin was going to share a password.
It's a big surprise. Oh, I'm using
So
this on the
close.
other screen. Hold on a second. I'm gonna do this for you.
Randy, I'm sure Robin's password is Robin1234.
Yeah, okay, all
That's
right,
my
all you
password.
comics.
No
Yeah,
problem.
you're all funny. Okay. Let's get to here. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
No, not yet.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, so
There you go.
there you go. So under the community and POA, down here, guys who are looking for it, this is where all the documents are, and you can go back as far. You can see the presentations. So this is the new covenants and restrictions.
Right, but you can't see the complete one. That's the issue. This is just the updated from this year, Robin.
Okay, so, all right, but what you'll see is the,
Oh. let's see
what
we-
happened? It used to be
Oh,
here.
you're right. It's
See,
not
I'm-
there.
Yeah, they took the baseline away.
Uh-oh.
All right, so, yeah, we're gonna have it, Sandy, let's take a look at that and find out where it went.
Yeah,
Because
because Robin, I thought if you go back to the home screen,
okay,
and here's what I was, because I was looking for it today. That's why I'm bringing this up. But down the bottom, it says Bluffs on the Cape Fear POA. To me, it seems like that you should be able to click on that and it should open the complete covenants.
okay, but that's just the signature.
Oh, that's just the
That's
signature.
just-
That's
Okay.
just the signature saying that, so,
How
It would be
about,
nice, if they just used that and did it that way and you could connect, but
all right, so. Yeah, they haven't updated this, and that's ridiculous that they haven't updated the
no,
map.
that
yet.
map is not.
Yeah,
So, yeah, so what happens,
The public side is, it even has.
yeah, we're gonna do
lots
that,
of
but,
visibility.
just for those of you who are looking for different things, the community directory is here. So if you are looking for somebody in the, so I'll just.
Yep.
Pull myself up there. Just put in a name and so for those of you who have not yet put that in there, it makes it a lot easier to find that, and you can fill that in. But you can always find anybody from there. So, I will definitely, that's a big deal, Sandy, that we can't see the whole covenant.
I think when they put the updated covenants in there, I bet somehow they didn't realize they left out the rest of it. 'Cause some of these,
So, yeah, so Sean, you've been there for a while. When, who did you purchase your property through?
Spot Realty.
So did you get a packet, like, did you get the covenants and all that? So you never got it either?
No, we went through Spot Realty and also we dealt with Matt on the inside
You
also.
get a packet with all the groups and stuff in.
No, we didn't get packet for those.
So this, Pam, did you get a packet? Who did you purchase your property with?
It was, sorry, it was through the Bluffs, but it was a private owner that owned the lot. That was back in 2008 that we purchased the lot.
Oh, okay.
So.
Things
there
were a
were
little bit different.
many
How about
people
you,
who were
Terry?
doing something.
Here's what we got.
Oh, that you got, yeah, I have, so we basically got, oh, you got the thing. So we got a folder. Actually, Michael, we had to go through, we had to initial a whole bunch of things that we had, that we understood this and we understood that, and
We
Yeah.
did.
We
No,
we
huh?
did. We got a small packet and that launched us on our way. And so Robin was diligent and we navigated without having a Pat Nicoletti there. We navigated through whatever we needed to navigate through. And so maybe we were fortunate. Matt really helped us out.
so this seems to be Jackie, how about you?
We bought from a previous owner as well, but the person who worked at the Bluffs is no longer there. She was there before, I'm trying to think of her name, Ashley something, and we did all ours online. We did our whole closing and everything online.
All right,
So we have the documents in our documents. You know, we
Right,
have
so
the
yeah,
covenants in
so-
our documents that we got after we signed for our lot.
Okay. All right, so, yeah, I just texted Bob Conger because he told me he was standing by if we needed anything.
Yeah,
So,
but nobody gave us a hard copy of.
yeah, I think this seems to be an issue, and Karen will work on getting you guys, a pack, some kind of a packet or whatever, but I think that it's really important. because the owner's portal is so important for getting a
Yeah.
lot of information. The calendar is there, and for those of you who are newer to the whole experience, if the opportunity, if you're able to get to the POA meeting in December, this year, it's the second weekend in December. It's usually the first. And that went out. That is really very, very useful. Jeannie, also, there is a list of all of the Team Reach groups, and that, I believe, that was up on the portal as well. If not,
It
we will
is.
get you a list. Cynthia Cisnowski has printed that, and it's always changing. Sandy, every time I go up there, there's another club coming and forming, and and then there are other clubs as well. I'm sure that you're there, and Jackie, you're there as well, that there must be things that are going on that we don't even have a team, that don't even have a Team Reach.
That's right. There's like a water aerobics, and that's a separate thing. And I'm trying to remember how I even found out about it.
The calendar.
It was probably on Facebook.
Maybe I can't even remember.
I think Patty
I've
Kelleher
been seeing it.
posted something.
It's been in and also just make sure that you're also reading the newsletter that gets done quarterly. But Sandy, I've been seeing that on the calendar. So when you go onto the calendar, when you open up the calendar, all of the things that are going on in the calendar, like you can see when the yoga classes are, the water aerobics classes are. It takes a little bit of work. We're all out of the the kind of the loop of everything. But now, you guys have people that are either there, or you have us, so we can always get an answer. It's pretty easy to be able to do that kind of stuff. But I feel terrible, and I'm not really sure how to create, how to fix that. Pat's working really, really hard, anybody that she speaks to. But Mark and I have had this conversation a million times, and Matt and I had the conversation as well. And it seems to be a disconnect of information. And I think it's important that we bring it. There's also, for those of you who don't know, is the Bragg group. Jeannie, are you aware? And Steve, you aware of Bragg?
Yes.
So Bragg is the Michael.
Bluffs Residents Assistance Group.
Okay, so I am bringing in a fellow member is coming in now. Did you really think, Bob, that we were going to go through a whole meeting and not knock on your door? So if
all
you would
good,
just,
all
hey,
good.
it's all good. We have a couple of new people here. Just introduce yourself real quick, and then we'll ask your question.
Okay, my name's Bob Conger. My wife Karen and I have been here in the neighborhood for 3 years now. We've lived in Wilmington 2 other times, and then have lived in 8 or 9 different spots in the US from job transfers.
And just ask Bob, he knows everything.
Well, yes. So, and it's
or
really
he thinks he does.
Yeah. Well, and he doesn't really know it. He answers competently enough, but we think he does. So it's a wonderful thing. So, Bob, yet once again, the conversation has gone to the disconnect of new people coming in and not getting what you and I have called the packet with the covenants and all the information. And Pat and I have been having the conversation. That is not why we knocked on your door. The entire covenants, the list of the covenants, is now missing from the owner's portal.
Okay.
All right. So who do we need to? Because there were new covenants that just came out.
That's what happened. I'm sure they put the new covenants on, and somehow all the rest of the covenants didn't stay there. Yeah, they just.
Yeah, I can talk with them tomorrow, and we'll get them on.
Yeah, so because I opened up the so here the covenants and restrictions.
Yeah. That's the new ones. All right.
That's just the new ones. There is nothing else.
Okay.
I guess I need to read the new ones.
There's nothing, and the community and the POA documents, there's nothing here.
All right. I'll look at that and we'll get them restored.
Yeah, so but I think that's, that's a big,
But, and I know people will have a hard time sleeping tonight without having that to read, but I'm
well,
sorry.
it's not that. We missed you. We wanted to see you. I just wasn't sure who we needed to speak to about that.
Yeah, and it would be, I mean, I'll talk with Pat Nicoletti and also Doug.
And yet the other question was there any change in have you heard anything about any change in the completion date or the expected completion date of the clubhouse?
I hadn't heard there was an expected completion date. But no change.
No
What-
change in your mind,
And
right?
they're probably, they're probably being very careful about giving that date. So they're not saying anything.
Yeah, I don't know if, I would expect it would be towards the last quarter of next year.
Okay, so we all seem to be.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, and that was, and we just wanted everybody to see you. We missed you. And as long as everything is good, we hope to see you again soon. So that was
Yeah,
that
stop
was
by when y'all are in the area, stop by.
and just tell everybody where you are.
In my office right now.
No, don't where they
So-
can find where they. Oh, he took his happy pills tonight. You're sassy, sir.
I'm at Salty Apple Circle. So as you come in the neighborhood, most of you goes to the traffic circle and go straight. To get to my place, you would go to the traffic circle and take the first right. You would go down 2 streets to, the first right is Red Raspberry. Then you would take the second left, which is Sour Grape. And then that dead ends into Sweet Apple. You would make a right on Sweet Apple, and then Sweet Apple shifts to go down a hill, and there'll be a circle around a pond. That's Salty Apple Circle. Gotta love the names. And as you go down that hill and you see the pond, my house is the gray one directly across at the end of the pond.
And everybody knows where Bob's house is.
So it's red, sour, sweet, salty? Is that the?
Yes, that's it. Yeah. And I know the names of phase 3 and 4 have been boring, like Bar Harbor and stuff like that. Phase 5, they already had those, Riverway. Phase 6 though, they're gonna have barbecue, ketchup and mustard as 3 of the streets.
No, they are not.
Oh, all right, I may be wrong.
Oh, no. Well, you never know.
That's
And
right.
when are they planning on opening those areas?
They paved some of the road on phase 5 this last week. The one that connects, well, it's part of River Parkway, but it's the one that connects the road by the river to Flint Rock. And then that road will also go out, and then there'll be a new bridge, and that'll tie into Red Raspberry and come up the other end of the neighborhood.
All right,
But
terrific.
that'll be a couple years, I would guess.
So there's a lot of things going on. Anything, I've been hearing some interesting things about the community that's going on up at the corner. That seems to be very dusty. And any news on that new community and when they're planning to start?
No, they're just making a lot of dust.
And I heard
Yeah,
they're in fire and burning things too.
They're pretty much done with that. They're putting in the infrastructure, the sewers, the stuff
they
like
are?
that. Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear.
And unfortunately, they took down every single last tree.
Oh my gosh. So
Every tree is gone.
it's,
So
I think we're the saddest about that beautiful turn that was, that was
Mhm.
going in. So hopefully they'll
Yeah.
put something back.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other questions for Mr. Conger here?
Any update on the wildfire that we've been hearing about?
As far as I know, it's still not contained.
Yeah.
That was as of yesterday. Have you heard anything, Bob?
No, other than it started with a couple 100-acre control, 300-acre control burn, then went to 2,000 acres uncontrolled. So they did the control burn, shut everything down, went home, and then it fired itself back up over the night. Then it's total about 11,000 acres from what I heard right now. But we've got rain starting now, and it's going to rain today, tomorrow, the next day, the day after. So I think we're coming to the end of it.
Yeah.
My sad went in too, so I'm like rain, 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 rain.
That's right. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, if I don't know, is anybody close, is their house, have they broken ground on everybody's houses that are on the Zoom meeting? Because if anybody wants me to go by and take pictures, just text me, or, I'll be happy. I walk all the time with my dog, so I'm happy to do it. I take pictures of robins all the time.
There you go. It's gotten to the point where my project manager has been told that if Homer needs water, they are to give him water, and Sandy is not to be bothered. So, it's been.
It looks like Homer's doing a good job there behind you, laying the block.
Homer's doing a wonderful, wonderful job. I highly recommend. Well, he just wants to get in there and play. I think he just wants to go in there and run. So
he does.
It'll all be good. Anybody else have any other questions? Want to bring up any subjects? But by the way, Bob, who did your one of the things that has been brought up is about landscaping. Did you work with a landscaper that you liked?
We had dirt nerds, and they were all right, but we did most of the landscaping ourselves.
Okay.
Sandy, I mean, we had, we built with Bill Clark and a girl named Irene with Green Vista Creations. I believe it's Green Vista Creations. I think she did a good job. And we, everything so far has lived. But we've added to it, you know how they give you the basic, but yeah, we were happy. Everything so far is looking pretty good.
There was one thing with some of the homes that people didn't realize. You had to tell your landscaper to put in the pipes from your downspout to run off the end of your yard. So there's a couple people that had to get the yards torn up to put the pipes in afterwards.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, this is Keith. So from the grass perspective, I noticed that when we've been down there, because up here in Virginia, they usually use fescue, but down there, it seems like people are using Bermuda or some form of Bermuda, which has a tendency to brown up during the wintertime. And when we were at the North Carolina Home Show in Raleigh, the guy said if you mix the Bermuda with a Kentucky bluegrass, that it will stay green throughout the years. Have you figured that out?
We went around to zoysia, which also browns up during the winter.
Yeah.
There are people that overseed during the winter, and the bluegrass does stay green if it doesn't die out during the summer from the heat.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, sounds like a good way of going. The Bermuda has problems with armyworms and stuff like that, so you have to be careful on that. People have had to replace their lawns because they missed the cue of the the birds in their lawn means
Yeah.
treat it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, most people have either Bermuda, zoysia, or centipede, as far as I know.
Yeah, the guy there, the guy at the home show, he said Zoysia was better than the Bermuda. And I asked him about, St. Augustine. He goes, nah. He says, unless you're right on the beach, don't do St. Augustine. So, but anyway, and he said, don't do fescue. It'll just burn up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you can't water fescue enough down there to keep it green. I think
yeah.
that's what zoysia is. It has a lot lower water requirements as well.
And water's expensive here.
Yes, water is expensive there.
Yes, water is expensive. So Bob's water bill last month was $60 and ours was $275.
Whoa.
Okay, now we're, we just moved in, so we're watering all the time. But if you're smart and you look at, okay, we had a bunch of rain this week, or we're expecting a lot of rain, just like tomorrow, we need to turn our irrigation system off. And maybe we will save a little bit of money. So live and learn, right?
Yeah.
Bob is probably pulling it from the river.
Yeah, the
Pond across
pond.
the street.
Bob,
Yeah, Bob.
pumping it up,
If you've ever been
recycling
to,
it.
you've ever been to Bob's house, it's kind of cool. Bob, we met you when we first came down there.
I remember now. Yeah, which is good because usually my memory's about 2 weeks unless it's refreshed.
Yeah. So the other question I have is cable and live streaming, because my wife and I, we just actually turned off cable and we went strictly to live streaming. And we were wondering what is the connectivity there in the Bluffs from the standpoint of live streaming?
Who are the providers?
And do you know who the providers are?
Basically AT&T and Spectrum, and they're pretty much the same in my opinion. And even just a 300 MIPS system will get you live streaming as much as you want.
Okay. Okay.
And then we use an antenna for, it'll get about 16, 18 local channels.
Oh, okay. That's old school.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, now the antenna is about a piece of plastic about like this.
Yeah.
A lot of people are doing that.
Yeah, I used to have to go up on the roof.
Is that installed in your
Attic.
attic?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just wired straight. It just installed up in the attic.
Yeah, basically, I mean, the house is wired for cable in all the rooms, and I just took the antenna lead down to the input of the rack that they had there, and then that distributes it to all the other cable spots.
Randy, I know that you probably looked into this. What are you guys gonna probably use?
Probably gonna go AT&T fiber because I like having the balance. I do some heavy upload stuff sometimes, so.
And you can get that up to a gig.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I have
almost
we're
4
pushing
times what I have.
it's unbalanced, but like out here in the nether regions of Southern Maryland, I have like 600 down and I think 20 up. So looking forward to having more like a gig in each direction.
You recommend going AT&T fiber optics wireless?
Well, fiber, yeah. With Haygood, we have, I think, what is it? 8 dedicated TV connections. Each one has a Cat6 line and it has a coax line, although I probably won't use the coax for anything.
Well, that's what I was going to kind of ask. So you still need to get the house wired if you're going wireless.
Well, no, if point-to-point wired at every TV outlet, and there's a structured wiring cabinet, then
because right now I'm wireless
in every room, but I'm still going to do my own wireless network thing.
Because right now all my TVs I'm wireless, and I have nothing plugged in. It's just, coming from the modem.
Yeah, with the TV mount, it has the Cat6 connection there, so you can jack directly into it. For the
Yeah,
TV.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not mounted, my TV is not mounted directly. It's all wireless. It's all
Yeah,
streamed.
you can do that on the TVs too. The only thing I use my coaxial for is it distributes my antenna signal
Right.
throughout the house.
And the reason why I ask, I don't want to go and get the house wired if I'm not going to use it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it
And
depends on
B
your
is
builder.
scared to
Something
go
that
Wi-Fi.
I just have a thought of this is a different subject. I take it everybody's been down here and has used their cell phones.
Yeah.
Or not.
Okay, I just thought I just would throw that one out because I have T-Mobile. It works great. Bob, I'm not sure which one you have.
T-Mobile also,
You
there's
have T-Mobile. My friends that have visited that have AT&T or Verizon, they have to go out in the middle of my driveway to get a signal to hook up to Wi-Fi if they're here. I just thought I'd throw that out about cell phones.
Anybody have putting in a landline? No one has landlines anymore?
Oh, looking forward to finally cutting the landline. We have landlines.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Wow, princess phone, wow.
Whoa, it's got a cord.
And a cord, yeah. So
And a
now I
cord.
have,
Little rotor dial.
Yeah, I mean, with your cell phone service, even if you have bad coverage in your home, if you have Wi-Fi calling set up on your telephone and you have a good Wi-Fi coverage across your home, it really doesn't matter.
awesome. Anybody else have any other questions?
I have a question. Not about TVs. There's a lot of information about mailboxes and getting your keys and all that stuff. That's great. How do you get the fob for the gate? There's a fob you can get that you don't have to punch the numbers in.
It's like a garage door opener and you just
main
talk
gate.
with the guard.
And where do I go to get that?
Okay, so go to, Mayor, go to the gatehouse. Or you can do it online. There is a form online, but if the next time you're in, you go to the gatehouse, ask for the form, you fill out the form, you give him money, and they'll get you the fob.
I think he wants a check.
A check, yeah.
I think we try to give him a credit card. I think he wants a check.
I paid cash. It was $40 cash.
Okay, I think he wants either cash or check. I kind of remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you actually get the physical fob thing?
The guard at the gatehouse will get that too.
They'll give it to you.
Oh, so I give him money, he gives me a thing?
Mhm.
Ah, okay. That's easy.
Prices come down, like we paid 55.
Yeah.
I think we paid 52, so.
Yeah, we did too. They also.
Where's the form online?
I have no idea. We went to the gatehouse.
Yeah, the best thing to
Send it
do
to the
honestly is
gatehouse.
to go to the gatehouse and just get it there.
Yeah.
And then they will also, you'll have a code that you can open the gate for people that come in. So when people come in, you don't give them your code for the gate. They can search for your phone number, call you, and then you hit number 1 or whatever, it'll open the gate for them.
Oh,
okay.
Didn't know.
Now, that was, Michael, that came, you and I had that question before. So if there's nobody at the gate, they'll be able to call us. And if we're here in New York and somebody goes to get into our, calls us up or they do whatever, can we use that code from a distance or you have to be in your house?
You can use it from a distance, but they can't call your phone. They need to use the call box at the gate, punch in your code, or actually they can search for your name.
By your name, yeah.
They'll search by the name, they'll hit enter, it will call you, and then that then you put in the key code number 1 or whatever.
Okay. All right. This is important, cool stuff to know. Anybody else have any questions for anyone? Anyone have any things that they want to bring up, that things have been going on, questions that they have, or information that something fabulous that's happened that they want to share?
I will share this. This is what I made this evening, my pretty flower arrangement.
Wow.
Yeah, that is pretty.
Isn't that pretty? That was really fun. She brings a bunch of flowers and we each did 2 arrangements and we just pay her like $20. It was really fun.
That's cheap.
So you're making us all jealous. Here we are. We're all
So
looking,
that's what they
looking at
have to
our
look
dirt.
forward to. Yeah.
And it's all good. Now, there's a lot of really wonderful stuff. I mean, everything that I've been reading and plow through the negative, not negativity, but everybody, when you read, everyone is so happy and the community is just been so wonderful. Good night, Jack. Send our best to Linda Lee. That, every time I go, it just gets us, Michael and I, we leave, we're sad. We come in, we're more excited. And there's so much positivity that seems to be going on with, every time you speak to people, everybody's smiling, but that's to say that everything is perfect. We're a community that's growing. We just added another member to Bragg, who is the principal of, for those of you who've been following, if you have young children, the principal of the charter school that is in Leland is now on our Bragg committee to help us navigate the playground issues. Does that seem to have been lightening up a little bit, or are we still working on that?
Are you talking with me?
Bob, Sandy,
Well,
I haven't heard anything.
I'm not clued into about the playground. I don't know.
Yeah, Lori Benton was to sort of help give the perspective for young people too. And there's just a couple things going on for that, but I haven't heard of anything that's really percolating a whole bunch other than the Take One, Leave One library for young children's books that'll be built by the woodworking group, and Cynthia Sosnowski will manage that and put the books in.
Yeah, there's been some of the stuff coming out of the woodworking group has been amazing. And what's the story on bat boxes?
I haven't heard of people saying they got their bats in their boxes, but I haven't canvassed anyone. We made 43 of them, and they're throughout the neighborhood, people's yards. It often takes 2 or 3 years for bats to find that, and you got to keep the houses free of wasp nests and things like that. So it's still something to be said. I still have 2 of them though. One of them I think I had checked my notes, is reserved for somebody moving in this summer, which I forget who it is, but I have it on my notes.
Poor Suzanne. Suzanne's having a meltdown about them. Does anybody have bat boxes where they live now? Does anybody have them in their areas, or anybody know about anything?
Yeah, the guy next door to me, Joe, on the corner, he builds them. He's in the woodworking club, and I don't know if he's got them all installed, but he has 3. He has a double lot, and he's putting up 3. And I was like, okay, good.
Talking about Joe Sincata?
More bat boxes.
That's Joe, yeah, Joe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Does anybody have them in their areas where they live now? Randy, do you guys have them in your area?
And yeah, we don't have any in our yard.
But they're common out here.
But
We
yeah,
live in a very rural area, and a lot of the hiking trails where I go frequently, they're scattered throughout. So it's very common.
And one bat will eat up to 7,000 mosquitoes a night, so that's a good thing. We have, I forget if it's 8 or 10 varieties of bats here, of which half of them are colony bats, which would go into a bat house, and half of them are solitary bats, which would find a crevice in a tree, bark of a tree or whatever, and just house alone. But you can see bats flying around at night.
Okay, a little novice here, but what's a bat house? Explain.
They're very cute.
Can we decorate them?
Bob, you don't have one behind you in your room?
No, I have them on a loft shelf in the garage, but they're about that big, and they're brown, and these are one chamber boxes, so the bat lands on the bottom of it, which has a panel, and then he crawls up into the house and just stays nice and warm there with all his buddies.
And what
You have to mount them at least 15 feet in the air, because after the bats come out and they want to launch themselves, they fall for a bit before they get flight. So they need that 15 feet of clear space.
So the purpose is what? Because back in Connecticut, they invaded my roof, my attic. And I had to close off all entry points, and they just a batographer or bat closed off everything except one out, and they eventually got out of the attic.
Right. I know Doug, the developer, has had bats behind some of his shutters. And I think he had some in his attic, but I haven't heard any bats in the attics here. The purpose of the house is to encourage a bat population, one for the bugs that they are able to eat, and we have a plethora of bugs. The other one is that they are one of the primary pollinators, along with bees. And bees, you may know, have had their colonies being decimated by bees.
So it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Bats are good.
Okay, that answers my question. Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you for that. So yeah, there's a lot of great things going on. Anybody have anything else that they want to bring up tonight? Anybody need pictures of their lot in the next week or so? So Jeff, tell Sandy where you are.
Yeah, tell me where you are.
Yes, Sandy, we're lot 714
Uh-huh.
on River Gateway. 3749 River Gateway.
What was the number?
It's lot 714,
Uh-huh.
but the address is 3749 River Gateway.
Okay, 3749. Okay, I'll go by. Sure.
Thank you. I would appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm walking all the time, so I'll be happy to.
Thanks, Sandy. Thank you.
Oh, I'd like one too.
Okay, okay, and you are lot 408, Jean?
Right.
And what's
And
your actual address? Your 3952 Flint Rock. I have that. Yeah, I'll take pictures.
thanks. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Anybody else need photography done by Sandy and Homer? It's a wonderful thing. I'm living to tell, but no, and really appreciative. And as I said, I'll be down there third week in July. Yeah, anybody, how many people are planning to be, you're thinking about coming in December for the POA?
Yeah. Well, I'll be there in December.
Yeah, you'll be living there in December.
We're living there.
Probably by you, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I was looking at, flights and all that kind of stuff. So it's for those of us who we don't have the privilege of living as close. But before we sign up, anything else that anybody wants to bring up? Any questions that they have? Anything?
I put the dumb question of the day in the chat.
It is, that is the
infamous.
what was originally the DuPont polyester plant, and then they sold it to DAC. And they also donated quite a bit of land to the conservatory, so both sides of Dogwood Road, et cetera, are either conservatory with the DAC property or belong to NCDOT. So we would not expect to see housing developments or anything go on any of those properties.
Yay, that's
Yeah.
good news.
Great news.
That's great news. Okay. So I thank you guys all for, for coming in this evening, and thank you for those who live there that are constantly keeping us informed. It is, we really appreciate it. Happy to see everybody. Hope to see some people in July. And of course, if you ever have any questions or anything else, please keep us all involved, and I will keep you posted. And thank you all for coming.
All right, good night all.
Thank you,
Have a
Rob.
good evening.
Good night.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye, thank
everybody.
you.
Yes.